Hey, it's just from Camp Perspective. We're back with Ajax, the Great Dane. Today we're going to build off what we did in the previous video where we were taking him on a walk. It was his first time out. I believe we started at 15, ended about 45, 50. So right now I'm out the gate, I'm at 45, building on where we left off last time, because when we started to return to the facility and with the train, we started to see him get a little jumpy. Nothing too bad. But instead of starting from 15, I already know I'm going to be as high as 45 considering the environment and the distractions. So I'm already going to be there and then go from increase the jumps of 5 from that setting as opposed to 15, because I'm going to just end up wasting time going from 15 to 45 and then probably be ending the video at the same point where I ended last time. We actually want to build from that. So a dog can heal for an hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, you pick and choose. We just have to have the correct working number and make sure our conditioning was done before we can start expecting that from the dog. It's very quick, it's very easy to do, and this is something that a lot of my clients struggle with because they tend to be a little bit too lenient, or they don't know when to go up on the collar, or they don't know what to expect when the dog's in the heel position or what it should look like. So I'm hoping that this video, of course, is going to help clear that up for everybody. All right, so we're 45, heel, we're going to go for our walk. So you can see he's a little distracted by the cameraman, which is fine, but he's sticking by me. We got a train coming, so we might see a little bit of jumpiness, and if we do, that's completely fine. We'll correct them, of course. And it's sometimes people will question whether or not you can correct the dog for getting nervous or fearful or anxious, and I go, yes, you can. They just have to have a reference point. In this case, his reference point would be to walk next to me. As you can see, he's doing a really good job so far. And again, I haven't done any tapping. Train's coming. A little bit of nervousness. Good. But still holding that heel position. Good. We're going to slow, come to a stop. Good. He sits on his own. If he didn't, I would simply pull up, tap. So for the heel, heel is a package. Walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. So when I come to a stop, the dogs accept to go into a seated position. Again, you can see the nervousness. There's some traffic going on here behind us. It's all perfectly fine. Heel. Getting a little ahead of me here. Tap for straying, back to the left side. Good. So, e-collar training, when done correctly, should not feel like an argument. If it feels like an argument, it means we're too low on the collar. When you have the correct setting, the tap response is going to be immediate. There are exceptions, so like sometimes, like let's say something happened right now that made him super jumpy. 45 most likely may not be the number anymore. I have to find it for that particular context. But once you get used to it, it's not an issue. Chicago. Okay. Tap, turn, good. Turn again. He's a Great Dane. Mm-hmm. Yep. We're gonna pull up, turn left. Sometimes. Tap. Good. So he's getting ahead. Tap, turn. Good. I'm gonna bump it. We're gonna go to 50 now. Go a little bit more of a quieter environment. Good. He forges, tap. Good. Tap. 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 Good. There was a dog barking. I'm not sure if the mic picked it up. We can see on that nervousness kicking in a bit. We're gonna go to 55. But locking back in again. Again, I'm completely relaxed. I'm not holding back the dog. I'm not putting tension. Just letting the remote and how I move guide him. Let's watch your step. Tap. So right there on that turn, I could see that we were losing him. So I immediately turn around, go the opposite way, tap on the collar. Hi, how you doing? Good. Good. Back into position again. Good. So again, when we're training's done correctly, get the correct number, dog's walking right beside you. We had about a block there, a lot of interaction, a lot of commotion. Some lady was yelling at us because he's a Great Dane and he's really big. So we had a little bit of commotion. He got a little bit nervous. So I had to correct him a few times. End up and again, we're at 55 currently. We can see while we're hitting the stretch here, he's passing, tap, tap, good. Where he's walking more so at my side, whereas in the first video we did with them a few days ago, it was like constantly turning around, correcting, turning around, correcting, turning around, correcting. But now that he's had a few days of conditioning, we're seeing right away all of this training is kicking in. You got a person coming behind you. Good. Good. Huh?
Camera's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad?
Yeah.
Why?
So zoomed in, so it's like trying to get everything all in one frame.
Oh, well, all I care about is that we really see this guy here. So, and in me, I mean, if I'm talking and all you see is him, then I'm not really caring about it. Careful. All right, so we're back. So Ajax here doing a really good job. Again, our reference point is his right leg parallel to our left leg. So even without any tension, this is where he should be walking. And this is why I teach my clients to walk with the slack leash. And we have that J that hangs by the shoulder there. That's for me the perfect length because it gives the dog enough slack to make mistakes, but not so much slack that the leash is getting caught. If I go like this, it's going to get caught underneath his legs. Plus, he has a lot more leverage if he decides to pull away. So here, it's just enough where he can make a mistake, but not so much that he can get leverage over me. This here would be technically considered passing, so I would turn, tap, tap. Good, to bring them back in. And that's where people struggle with, because they don't know when they should turn. So again, his right shoulder should be parallel to my left leg when we're completely relaxed, okay? I don't want to be holding him like this, keeping him here, because that means he's not learning anything. I want him to make mistakes, because by correcting him on those mistakes, he's learning what he shouldn't do, okay? And in my opinion, we'll turn left here, all animals learn best by having negative experiences attached to decisions. So if you've ever touched the hot stove, chances are you pulled your hand away and you wouldn't willingly put your hand back to touch the stove because of the consequence. So here, he's passing. Turn, tip, tip. Good, and this is a 55. But we're getting bigger and bigger stretches with him walking at our side. One thing to keep in mind, it is a warmer day here in Chicago, is that the heat can override the collar. So if your dog's number is typically 45 and your dog is perfect at 45 and it's a really hot day, your dog's number could spike all the way to 100. It could be max power, it could be 127. It's normal, it happens, but we want to be aware of these things because people then wonder like why their dog didn't listen when typically they're at 45. And that's why I say, you know, the working number is going to be based upon the environment, based upon what's going on, the dog's stress levels, all these things are variables. So we of course want to keep them in mind, but once you get it, again, you find yourself just going up and down as needed. For the sake of this video, I went in jumps of 5 because that's the structure. And that's the structure that I give my clients to use. I go bump it 5 levels every time you have to correct a dog 3 times. After 3 corrections, we bump it 5. And by doing that, sooner or later, they're going to hit the correct setting, which allows them to walk with the dog for a good stretch of time without having to correct them. So the next time I walk Ajax, I'd be at 55. I wouldn't start at 45. So that's why we didn't start at 15, because if we started at 15, we'd probably be barely at 35, 40 right now, and that wouldn't do us any good. So instead, we started from where we left off last time, which was 45, and now we're ending at 55 because we're getting some nice stretches here. So when we're walking with Ajax, if at 55, I have to correct them 3 times on a walk, and every walk, then that tells me that 55 is close, but it's still not enough because I wanted there to be 0 corrections on my walk. I want to be able to walk Ajax without any issues. I want to not remember the last time I had to correct them. You're going to go months without having to tap the collar, and that's how you know the number that you're using is actually the correct number, because you go, man, ever since I hit 65, Ajax has been perfect. I haven't needed to touch the collar at all. So the conditioning's been done, the dog's learned the exercise, and also takes it very seriously, okay? So we're gonna come to a stop here. Good. I'm Jesse with Canine Perspective. Thank you for watching.